Paul Beatry, who is the Deputy Governor of Bank of Canada, saying today, talking to the press, that they were surprised by looking at the recent economic data in terms of GDP growth, lowest unemployment, and higher than expected CPI reading. And the way they were talking, it looks like it's not a one-time activity, which means next month they were likely to bring another rate hike on the table. And the reason is the inflation seems to be sticky here. Initially, my thesis was also that the later part of this year, we will see CPIs kind of trending down because of the base year effect, because of what we saw last year. The first part of 2022 saw higher multiple monthly readings, but the later part of 2022 we saw a lower monthly readings of the CPI. And then we compare year over year, we should see some sort of a reduction in the CPI as we head into the second part of 2023. That doesn't seem to be happening, and the reason is because there are certain elements in the economy where the rate hike cannot impact. For example, if the government is raising taxes on fuel in terms of carbon tax, the rate hike cannot make it cheaper. If the government is still distributing stimulus in the form of climate tax credit or one-time monthly rental support or whatever, these are inflationary and the rate hike is not going to bring it down. Certain geopolitical and natural disasters like the wildfires in Alberta and in the eastern part of the country, this will impact farming, this will impact the housing in those regions, and certainly the rate hike will not impact those products which are being impacted as a result of the natural disaster. Plus the geopolitical situation that we have in front of us, what's happening in Europe, this is going to impact the bilateral trade, the overall global supply chain, and this is also inflationary in terms of the goods and the services that we import to consume in our country. So when we look at that, I don't see the rate hike is going to bring down overall inflation to 2% anytime soon. Yes, certain elements like housing, this will be impacted right away. As the interest rate goes up, the mortgage cost will go up, the car loan will be impacted, so the car prices will be impacted as well. But at the same time, we have a supply side issue as well, which will keep the market very competitive. So when we look at a macro picture, okay, I don't see the rate hike is going to bring inflation down, at least this year. Maybe next year, or later part of next year, assuming all of these natural disasters and the geopolitical situation is going to settle down. Otherwise, all of these things are painting an inflationary picture in front of us. And when we look at that, if Bank of Canada is going to over-tight the economy by raising interest rate too much, where it is going to break consumers back in terms of higher borrowing cost across housing as well as car loan as well as credit card, keep in mind a lot of people still living on credit card to credit card month over month. Those guys are not leveraging themselves by buying multiple properties. They're just buying groceries and necessary stuff that they wanted to live off. So there is a risk of over tightening in the economy where they cannot even influence the type of items that are getting expensive because of geopolitical situation, because of government spending, because of government taxation as well. So I think things are going to be very, very interesting going forward, but it's painting a difficult scenario for all of us. So all of us Canadians living in this country are going to get a tougher environment in terms of finances. Things are getting expensive, difficult to maintain. I think this is a time where everyone should be thinking about deleveraging themselves. If you have multiple properties, maybe it's time to sell and then deleverage yourself, pay off the debt, the expenses that you have, especially on the variable rate side, and try to deleverage yourself to make sure that you have enough cushion to prepare for something that is coming later this year or next year in the form of recession, if not economic depression. this is what I wanted to cover with you on this video. My name is Yasin Nizami, and I make these videos to share my knowledge and observation with my audience. Let me know what you think. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.